Tonight I want us to look at some questions. This would be prominently a discussion type class. And so we'll be talking about, I'm going to pose some questions. And I thought I'd just tell you that tonight you'll be teaching. You'll be teaching the class. But I won't necessarily go that far. But I may have some things I want to say as we go along. But I would like for you to share your understanding and your insight, your perspective concerning a number of matters that are of interest, hopefully, to all of us in the class tonight. I have prepared about 12 or 13 questions. Some of these are kind of paired up, and so we'll talk about these as we go along. I think it's healthy and helpful to us to have a healthy discussion from time to time, to think about who we are and why we are where we are, why we believe what we believe. It's important that you and I that we will be grounded. Sometimes people ask us questions. Peter says that when somebody asks you a question concerning the basis of your hope, that you and I as Christians, we need to be prepared. We need to be ready to give an answer. Be ready to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is within you with meekness and godly fear. And so you and I need to be students of the book. We need to know God's Word in order that we can be prepared to answer our neighbors and friends and our children various questions concerning the faith of God and His Son, Jesus Christ. And so we're on a journey. We're on a pilgrimage. We need to know why we're here and where we're going. Recently in a Bible study, I was studying this individual, and he said these words. He said, "I don't believe it's an accident that I'm here. I don't believe it's an accident that I'm here." Of course, he said that in context. And I followed that up by saying, my friend, I believe in the providence of God too. I believe that God is working. Just like God did in Bible times, we know that God brought willing students together with willing teachers. You and I need to be willing students. We need to be willing teachers. We need to be willing teachers for those who are willing students. And when a good heart comes in contact with good seed, I believe that will produce a child of God. And so you and I as Christians, we need to be watching, have our eyes open, looking for opportunities to share that good seed, the gospel, the Word of God, with good hearts. And so this particular individual, I believe, has a good heart. He's studying, he's interested, he is wanting to learn. He said that, I have a lot of opinions, I've heard a lot of things, and I think Brother Lance used the expression that he has heard a lot of noise in the religious world. He's heard a lot of noise. And so he told me the other day, he said, I've got a lot of opinions. I'm 72, 73 years old. Got a lot of opinions, and I'm here because I want to see what the book says. I want to know what the Word of God actually teaches. And isn't that a wonderful attitude? He said, I'm not here by accident. Well, you and I are not here by accident. The first couple of questions I want to consider tonight is, first of all, why do you believe in God? And in conjunction with that, what about God appeals to you? So at this time, we're going to consider these two questions, and you can deal with either one of these. But I'd like to at least briefly talk about these. Why is it exactly? We're here tonight because we believe. We're God-fearing individuals. We believe that God exists. We know what the Hebrew writer says in chapter 11, verse 6. Without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. So tonight you're here because you're diligently seeking after God. But why do you believe that He exists? Why do you believe God is living? The floor is open. If you were studying with somebody, maybe it's a neighbor, it's a friend, it's your son or daughter, and they ask you, Daddy, why do you believe in God? I can't see Him. Jim?
Romans 8:1, verse 1. very beginning was creation. His invisible attributes are clearly seen.
Okay? Thank you for that. Romans chapter 1 talks about that there were people without excuse. Infidels, the atheists, agnostics, they're without excuse. Unbelievers are without excuse because from the very beginning, the invisible attributes of God are clearly seen by what? By what? By the creation, by the things that we are able to see. I think I saw another hand back here. Diana?
The promise that he made after the great flood. The promise that he made after the great flood.
Okay.
Giving us a rainbow in the sky. We
Okay.
still see those today.
All right.
If he didn't live, he wasn't alive, we wouldn't see those.
Okay. So God is a God who communicates. God is a God who makes promises. And we see God, throughout history, those promises being fulfilled. He's not a God who just makes empty promises. So God keeps His word. I saw another hand back here. Yes, this guy's here.
Through my life, my main reason for believing in God has actually changed. And when I was, in quotes, raised in the church, and I believed in God because that was the example that was set for me. And then I began to notice that on my own, that God's laws and rules always make sense. And people don't always make sense, but God does. And then, as I began to study the Bible, I realized that a small amount of time spent studying the Bible rewards us 10, 20, 30-fold. We're studying something secular that's not. And then just to look at nature, as the gentleman said, how can it possibly have just arrived? And your second question was, what again?
What about God appeals to you?
What about God appeals to me is that He is steadfast. He is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He is the only stable thing in my life.
Okay. Good answers. Anything else? Appreciate that, all those. Yes, brother.
I look at myself and I look at things and I know that there had to be a creator. And thinking about who the creator was, we call him God. He has given us the name I am. They said I am. And my teachers in high school tried to teach me that look at yourself, you're descended from the monkeys. Well, I had been to the zoo and I had looked in the cage and there was the monkeys. They hadn't changed one bit. The monkeys were still monkeys. And men were still men. And so there had to be a creator to set all of this stuff over. And you look at the sun come up in the morning and go down in the evening and see the stars twinkle, you see the moon out there, and you see the trees growing, you see the grass growing, you see the hens laying eggs, you gather the eggs, and all that stuff. You just have to know that there's a God. There's not any escape from it. There's no way that there couldn't be a God.
Thank you, Brother Leon. Rodney? One miracle in my life, my granddaughter was born back in February. My daughter always told me she never had a daughter. Something that she always wished for and prayed for. I would have to tell her daughter I had a granddaughter. Things didn't change in my life. My dad, what changes in my life, I was emotional things. Things that appeal to God to me is I feel like He's here with me every
every day. Sometimes I'll forget something and it'll remind me that we need to go back and do this. But he's always here with us.
Yes. Never leaves us, does he? Never forsakes us. If you're taking notes, you might jot down Psalm 19. Thank you guys. Psalm 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Also Psalm 8, the whole psalm. For the sake of time, we won't read all of that. But in addition to the universe in which we live, think about our bodies and the systems, the magnificent or the intricate systems that our body has, the circulatory system, the digestive system, the endocrine system, the integumentary system, the lymphatic system, the muscular system, the nervous system, the renal system, the reproductive system, the respiratory system, and the skeletal system. Psalm 139:13, for you formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, my soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. So, we're not here by accident, as the fellow said. We think about the grandeur of the universe, how orderly, how organized it is, our bodies. And so, we're going to move soon. Jim?
In regards to what appeals to us, love is his core aspect of his character. That's what appeals to me.
Okay? So, God is a God of love and mercy and grace. Let's move to the second set of questions. So, why recommend Jesus to your friends? And in conjunction with that, what do your friends need that only Jesus can offer or supply? Why recommend Jesus to your friends? And what do your friends need that only Jesus can give them? Floor is open again. Yes. Hang on a second. Go ahead, you're good.
I'll backtrack to the first question, kind of, it ties in. The fact that we have the ability to ask the question or consider that there's a God, and the fact that that's universal. Mankind has always strived to figure out our place in this universe. And they've come up with many answers of different religions and theologies about the relationship between God and man. But Christianity is unique in that it says we're unable to approach God, but God through Jesus approached us. And that's unique. Other religions try to earn or do the right things to make themselves acceptable to God. Christianity realizes that that's not possible, but God provides the way.
Okay. So, in your answer, you have reflected on this set of questions, the second one. Why would you recommend Jesus? Why do you recommend Jesus to your friends? Yes, ma'am. In the back. Hang on a second. Let me bring this back here to you, because I don't think that folks are going to hear. I can't hear myself.
Thank you. Why recommend Jesus to your friends? Because Jesus, we're supposed to all live in the image of him, is what the Bible says. And according to that, we're supposed to seek him in everything we do, and that's part, and what we want is salvation. And salvation, seeking him, living in the image, ties to, teaching everyone about him. That's what the Bible says to do. And so, if we want to save people, we have to teach them. And eternal life is something that God blesses us all with. It's just a choice that we have to make.
Thank you. What was your name?
Heather.
Heather's visiting with us this evening, so thank you for your input. So, we have been made in the image of God, and we're to grow in the image of Christ day by day. And responsibility. God offers us salvation through Christ. There's no other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Acts chapter 4. Daniel, and then we're going to try to move to the next set of questions. Yes?
I recommend Jesus to my friends because I want them to know Him. I want them to want to be saved. I want them to experience the things that I've experienced in my life through Jesus and God. And the only way they can be saved is through Jesus Christ.
Okay. Jesus came to seek and to save the lost. And we need to point others to Jesus. Another question is, what does it mean to be a Christian? What does it mean to be a Christian, and why are you a Christian? Does it, so a person's living in the United States, and they're a good moral person. Does that mean that they're a Christian? Does that make them a Christian? Because they live in this nation, and they're a good moral person. Does that make them a Christian? No, it doesn't. It makes them a person of the United States, that's a good moral person. There's a lot of good people, but being good does not make us a Christian. And being good will not put us into heaven. We need Christ. We need His blood. Anything else?
What does it mean to be a Christian?
Good.
Is submitting yourself and turning your life over. This is not your life. It's your life with God. So submitting yourself to God's will. Say it for what does it mean to be a Christian? It's turning your life over to God.
Okay? So, Jesus Christ is Lord. He's the one who's governing our lives. And we're walking with Him. Anything else?
Yes.
Yes, Vern.
The aspect of submitting oneself and then following His teachings or following His commandments is, us being a Christian. Then, of course, why are we a Christian? Also because the only way that our sins can be covered is through our obedience in Father Christ.
Okay? So, again, the question is posed. You don't necessarily have to answer, but think about it. Why are you a Christian? If your neighbor was to ask you, or coworker asks you, why are you a Christian? Do you have an answer? Deborah.
My answer would be because the world is a really stinky place to live in outside of Christ. It's very compelling. Man does not have the ability to build the moral aptitude that's necessary to be able to navigate all the storms of life. And Christianity does that for you. So, yeah, the world's a stinky place without Christ.
Okay? So, you and I get a lot of hands and we've got a little time, but a Christian is a person who's married to Christ. A person who's a Christian is married to Christ. And we understand in that marriage relationship that we have responsibilities to our mate. And the other day, I was speaking about a local businessman. And I said, he's married to his job. And so he's married to his job in that he is devoting himself fully to that job. Spending countless hours. He is thinking about that job. He's running and working. He's just very diligent, taking care of that job. He's married to his job. And that's the way that you and I would be about Jesus. Giving our energies, giving our mind to the interest of the kingdom. I saw one more hand back there and we want to move. Yes, Mary.
I want to piggyback on what the first gentleman said. When I think of what's it mean to be a Christian, it means to be like Christ. And but Christ lived his life here on earth submitting to God. Everything he did, I did do it only because of the power of God. He was a servant here on earth and completely obedient to his Father. And so, as Paul said, being followers of me as I am Christ, and Christ is God, then that is what it means to be a Christian, to be as much like Christ as we can. And as to why we are Christians,
Why are you a Christian?
I'm a
mentioned about Jesus being obedient. Jesus was obedient to the Father in all things. You and I need to walk in his steps. Another set of questions. What does the cross mean to you? What does the cross mean, and how does that change your life? What does the cross mean, and what impact does that have in the way you live? Now,
To me, the old rugged cross, the song, the old rugged cross, explains what the old rugged cross means. It is an emblem of suffering and shame. It's an emblem of what Jesus went through before he was put on the cross. It was an emblem of him, being faithful to his Father and doing his Father's will, because it was the only way we could be saved was through his blood and through his death and his resurrection.
okay. So, what does the cross mean to you?
The way it changed my life, when I became baptized in this church and I baptized, when I came out of the water, I had the Holy Spirit in me. I was ready to live for Christ. I wanted my life to change. I no longer wanted to live a sinner's life. I wanted to be able to forgive others and to make other people happy and help them in any and every way I possibly could.
Okay, thank you. So how does the cross change your life? What impact does it have? What do you do different because Jesus lived, died, rose again? What do you do different? How do you live life different from the world in view of the cross? Mike?
I'm going to kind of combine a couple of these questions here and then kind of marry that up with what David said. It should give you some tools that enable you to live a better life today. Okay? In fact, and I marry that up to the question about why would I want to tell somebody about Christianity? I think that's something we miss the mark on, is we talk about eternity and the gift of salvation, which is great. It's a wonderful gift. But we miss the mark on telling people how this can impact your life now. How can this make you a better person today? And how can this make you live a more peaceful life where we are now in the daily struggle? So I think it can change your life on a day-to-day basis, but I think we do a poor job in general of selling it that way. And I know I'm using this generalization there. Not necessarily we sitting here, but I think as a whole, we often talk about the long-term implications of Christianity, but we don't often pitch the short-term here and now.
We certainly got to reflect it, and that's got to be true in here and now. Christianity is not just about the by and by. The Christianity is about the here and now. And if the here and now is not what it needs to be, then the by and by is not going to, we're not going to get there where we want to be. So Christianity's got to be practically applied to our daily living. Yes, Courtney?
The way that Jesus lived and the dramatic nature of his suffering, his death, tells us to be more than just a mediocre life. He did not live a mediocre life. He did not die a mediocre death for our sake. And so, our lives, not only our baptism, as it says in Romans 6, but our lives should be a reflection of his death and his resurrection. And those things were not lukewarm, as the book of Revelation puts it. And so we do not need to just be lukewarmers and say something like this 1 hour for Sunday and lead a different life for the rest of the week. The nature of his life and his death calls us to lead the same kind of life.
Thank you, Courtney. Jesus gave himself wholly to the Father during his lifetime. He also gave himself wholly for us. Jesus gave his best to the Father and for us. So we've got to arise above the level of mediocrity. Thank you, Courtney. Let's move, if we can, we've got another couple sets of questions, and our time's going to get away from us. So if we get to the end and have some more time, then we can come back to any of these. The next set of questions is this. First, what is your responsibility to the church family? And how can we promote a greater connection among the body here? What is your responsibility to God's family, your church family? How can you and I promote a greater bond, a greater connection among the body here? Floor is open. Diane, I see your hand back there.
My responsibility to the church family here is, number one, to be here so that I can participate and I can learn and I can help teach others. Number two, to promote a greater connection among the body. If I'm not here and I'm not sharing with other people what I've been through, I can't help anyone else. So there again, it goes back to I need to be here so that I can help others that might be going through some of the things that I've gone through.
Okay.
Also, to help them understand that Christ has gotten me through everything. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here today. I'd probably sit in the gym somewhere this week. I've had so much happen this week that if I was not a Christian, I probably would seek revenge on somebody. But instead, I have a forgiving heart, and I ask God to forgive them and forgive me for my shortcomings. Because I should have been more observant. I should have been more vigilant. And I look at myself and I see where I need to make changes. I need to do things differently, and I need to be a better steward of the things that I have.
Thank you, Diana. Anybody else want to answer this one? Russ? Okay, so we need to give consideration to the body, we need to give deference to the body, we need to prefer our closest bonds with people of like precious faith. The people that are God's people need to be the ones that we're drawn to the most. It's not to say we don't have friends on the outside, but we shouldn't prefer to be with worldly friends over godly individuals. Vernon, do you have your hand up? Do you say what you want to say? You get words out of your mouth? Okay, so
The exhorting process, I look at it in the sense of reference that the exhorting, we should exhort one another, encourage one another, in that manner, then the greater aspect of making it happen is through the preference to prefer one another and also interacting with one another, sharing with them.
okay. So think about, in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, Paul talks about the body. And if you're taking notes, you want to jot this down. 1 Corinthians 12, 18 through 27 is a passage that, if I had more time, I would like to read. But the point that Paul makes in that reading is that there is no member of the body that's indispensable. We're all needed. The physical body is one. It's connected. There's a head that's connected to the neck, connected to the shoulders, connected to the arms. The body, the complete body is one. And that's the way that the spiritual body is to be. We're to be connected. There's messages that are flowing through the body. The hands, the feet, the mind, the control center. There's messages being transferred throughout the body. And we know when there is pain. And that's the way that the spiritual body is to be. We're to be so connected that there is a continual communication that's transferred through the body. We know when someone is suffering. We know when someone is rejoicing. Paul says in that passage that we're to weep with those that weep, and we're to rejoice with those that rejoice. But sometimes we can be so disconnected from one another that we are unaware. We're unaware of who is rejoicing or who is suffering. And so we need to work, and that was part of the second question. What can we do here at Warner Robins to promote a greater sense of connection among the body, one another? Do you have any ideas, any suggestions on what you and I can do individually or as a corporate body to be more connected? Yes, ma'am. Barbara?
Barbara, yes. We need to serve each other. We need to, when something happens, always think of us. But work for each other, check on each other, call each other. You don't see a friend, you're calling on the phone. You know, a lot of people live by themselves, and all they need is one phone call to cheer them up and make their whole week better. And if you're talking with them, you're getting to know them. It's about relationships, and keep it focused on Christ and keep it positive and uplifting to Him. You'll grow more with each other. That's what Christ did for us.
Thank you. So we're to say words that encourage and uplift. We need to be building one another up. Got two more. If we can move along. Sorry, Mary. Next question. Why do you believe in heaven, and why does heaven hold all to you? Why do you believe in heaven, and why does heaven, if heaven does, why does heaven hold all to you? I tell you what, hang on, I'm sorry, I'm going to do some dirty here. I'm going to pull the rug out from under you. We're not going to answer that. Take notes, jot it down, think about it, okay? The last question is this. How can we overcome our trepidation of sharing the gospel? How can we overcome our queasiness, our trepidation of sharing the gospel with others around us? Any ideas?
Study. So, the thing that people usually fear the most is I approach someone, they're going to ask me a question I don't know the answer to. And how is that going to reflect on the church? I don't know the answer. I'm a Christian. Well, it reflects on the church that we're always growing. We're always learning. And the answer can be found. I may have to go seek it out for them. But it's okay to not know. You just have to think you'll find out and report back. Don't forget to follow up. Hey, I didn't know. I went and talked to the minister. I went and talked to the elder. I went and talked to the deacon. I found the answer to your question. Report back. Show back on it. But I think the trepidation is the fear of not knowing, being asked questions that you don't know.
Right. So one of the things that we do in our study, there's some questions that are asked that are maybe not timely. And so we can say, for the sake of our time and study, if it's okay with you, let's talk about that next time. So in a way, you can get around acknowledging that I'm not quite prepared to answer that by saying, let's talk about that next time. Let's talk about that, on another occasion. And most of the time, they're good with that.
Well, that also sets up the opportunity to have that occasion.
Exactly. So none of us have all the answers. None of us know everything or are able to retain everything. There's some things that we have known and forgotten. There's things that we need to continue studying further about. So anything else? Floor is open. How can we overcome our trepidation in sharing the gospel? Vern?
Yes, sir. In our study, we study, but then we talk about what we study. If we share that with others, which reinforces our confidence in knowing what we say.
That's exactly right. When you're talking to somebody, you're teaching, that reinforces the word. It strengthens you. Repetition. Doing something over and over and over again causes us to be more at ease in doing it. That's probably the way it is in your job. There may be some things, maybe day one or maybe early on, maybe there's some changes in how things are taking place. praise, and at first you're uneasy about it, very nervous. But then you do it again, you do it by repetition. It begins to be, common. You feel very comfortable with it. The same principle is true about sharing the gospel. When you do it, each time you do it, it's going to get easier. Doors open. How can we overcome? And we need to overcome. How can we overcome our trepidation of sharing the gospel with our neighbors? Yes, Mary.
Get over ourselves.
There you go.
It's the same answer to getting closer to each other. Get over ourselves.
Okay? Get over something. Get rid of pride. Okay? Get rid of pride. God has a message. God has a message, and God wants His message to be conveyed. We are earthen vessels. God wants to use us to convey His message to the world that's lost. And so let's get over ourselves and let God's message go through our mouths to the world. Okay, so there's the second bell, and we're going to close with a prayer. Our Father in heaven, thank you so much for the day. Father, thank you for the gift of life and the help that is ours, for the opportunity we've had to be with your people tonight to study and to think about you and things that are high and holy and noble. Father, help us to grow in our faith. Father, help us to share the gospel with our neighbors and friends. Father, help us to be the people that you called us to be. Help us to grow spiritually. Father, help us to be the light of the world, the salt of the earth. Father, may many more souls around us be brought into the family before it's too late. Father, bless us to serve you and to glorify you, and bless us as we continue our study and as Brother Dan's with us over the next few days. Help us, Father, to learn more about you and your mercy and grace. It's in your Son's name that we pray.